I'm very concerned right now. Yeah, I'm back on the forums. Thought I'd have a little muck around. Thought I'd see what's going on. And no word of a lie, about three, four, maybe even five toddler threads going. Wednesday adding toddlers. I'm not playing The Sims 4 if it hasn't got toddlers. The Sims is not complete without toddlers. It's all the time now. Now, I always encourage people to speak out. If you're not happy with something, speak out. Yeah, I definitely encourage that. That's a motive I go by. But when every single thread is on about the same thing, toddlers, toddlers all the time, to be honest with you, everyone knows it. Everyone knows there's no toddlers in The Sims 4. I mean, what is it? The other day I was on the bus to work, overheard a conversation. One girl said to some guy, I'm not buying The Sims 4, it's got no toddlers in it. I was walking to work. I got off from the bus, walked past this geezer who's at the bus stop talking on the phone, and he said, yeah, I'm not buying The Sims 4, it's got no toddlers on it. I was at work talking to one of the geezers at work. He said, oh, have you played The Sims lately? He said, yeah, I did a little bit of mucking around earlier. He said, yeah, I'm not playing The Sims 4, it hasn't got toddlers in it. Toddlers are everywhere except for The Sims 4. Funny, isn't it? Everyone talks about them, but they're not in The Sims 4. And I'm starting to question, is this just a little bit of overhype now? Is it just a bit of overhype? You know what I mean? It's like, I speak to a lot of Simmers, I speak to a lot of people who play The Sims, and a lot of them have different experiences with The Sims. I speak to a lot of Sims 3 players, and believe it or not, I actually speak to a few Sims 4 players. Yeah, I get on with people who play Sims 4, chat with them a little bit, and some of them, they say, no, what, they don't even care about toddlers. They enjoy The Sims 4 the way it is. I'm cool with that. They like The Sims 4, they like the direction the game's going, they don't need toddlers, so yeah, it's cool. But then, of course, I speak to people who are disappointed with The Sims 4. And you know what? They don't actually say The Sims 4 is lacking without the toddlers. They say it's lacking in other ways. And they think it won't really improve if you did have toddlers. And I'm starting to think, are you disappointed with The Sims 4 because it hasn't got toddlers? Is that the only thing you don't like about the game? If so, find something else in the game that you do like. And if you don't like The Sims 4 at all and you think it's going to be better with toddlers, you aren't really going to enjoy the other aspects of the game. So maybe it's time to stop playing The Sims 4 together. Game's not the game for you. Obviously didn't click with you. Move on. Play another game. You might feel like you've been ripped off. Yeah, I think there was a bit of ripping off going on. The game wasn't complete. Everyone knows that. It should have been delayed a little bit to add in other features. But to be honest with you, if you feel the game is incomplete and you've been ripped off, just boycott. That's what everyone else is doing. Just boycott if you don't agree with it. Obviously, you don't agree with the fact that the game wasn't completed with toddlers or other stuff. So yeah, the game's obviously not the game for you. You knew they weren't going to have toddlers. You knew it wasn't going to have open world. You knew there wasn't going to be cars. So yeah, okay, that's you basically knew that. He's brought the game knowing full well it wasn't going to have these features. And not being disrespectful here, but you bought the game knowing it wasn't going to be complete. You can't say that you've been ripped off, okay? Some people didn't buy the game because they thought it wasn't complete and they didn't buy it. They're not ripped off because they simply didn't buy it. And those who liked the look of The Sims 4 at the start, they bought it because they liked the look of it, and some of those who enjoy it don't feel ripped off. So is it a bit unfair to say that the game has deliberately ripped you off when maybe it wasn't the intention? Okay, and yeah, I've spoken out against The Sims 4 a lot, but I'm trying to be reasonable here. I don't think it's fair to say that The Sims 4 is not complete without toddlers because, do toddlers make The Sims? The Sims 1 didn't have toddlers. I never remember anyone talking about toddlers back in those days. No, I mean, we had children, we had adults. That's the only life stages you could play with. People did want to see other life stages. It'd be cool to see older Sims, the elders, teenagers especially. Never ever remember once anyone mentioning toddlers. Wouldn't it be cool if The Sims has toddlers? And I'm sure some people did request it, mention it, but it wasn't a big thing. Nobody ever really cried out for toddlers. They came in The Sims 2. Oh, look, Sims 2's got all these life stages: baby, toddler, child, teenager, adult, and elder. Oh yeah, we got toddlers in The Sims 2. Some people loved The Sims 2. It was a great game. I played it quite a lot back in the day. And then along came The Sims 3. Had toddlers in it. Sims 3 turned out to be a brilliant game, best game in the series, that's what I think, but some people didn't like The Sims 3. But why didn't they like The Sims 3? It wasn't lacking toddlers, so maybe it's something else. Maybe it didn't click with them. Maybe they didn't get a feel out of The Sims 3. So having no toddlers wasn't a situation in The Sims 3, and let's say they did have toddlers in The Sims 4, and you know, would you actually like the game more because there's toddlers? Because all the other stuff that you don't like about Sims 4 is still going to be in there. So really, maybe if you're unhappy with the lack of toddlers, it's probably because you're unhappy with the game in general. So, you know, do you really think toddlers are going to improve The Sims 4? No, probably not. Probably not. They won't. You'll have that extra life stage, but what are you really going to do with these toddlers? Teach them to walk, read books to them, a few cute pictures? They're toddlers, for crying out loud. They are toddlers. 4 days in Sim lifespan, they'll be toddlers, unless you play with aging off or however it works in The Sims 4. That's all you're going to do. I mean, toddlers ain't going to go to work, are they? They're not going to get married. They're not going to have toddlers of their own, are they? They're not going to have children of their own. They are toddlers. Okay, they're quite insignificant compared to the other life stages. Okay, they are quite insignificant. Apparently EA Games did something, I can't remember what it's called, where they could read people's data. What life stage was played the least? Toddlers. And so yeah, there's a lot of people crying out for toddlers, but it is getting to the stage now where it's nothing more than a bit of hype. It's exaggerated. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I understand people are disappointed with the lack of toddlers, but everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. If you're really unhappy with the situation, go and play a Sims game that does have toddlers. Play a Sims 3, play the Sims 2. You know, you don't have to buy the future content, you don't have to buy the future expansion packs if they lack toddlers. Everyone knows the situation. There's no need to bring it up daily, constantly, because it's getting to the stage now where people aren't feeling sympathetic. They're just thinking, oh look, another toddler thread. You know what, I don't care about that anymore. It's old-fashioned now, you know what I mean? Everyone knows the situation. There's no need to keep bringing it up constantly. So I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but that's the way it is. So yeah, there's been a lot of threads about it, a lot of concerns, and it's pretty much just the same thing all the time now. And quite frankly, I don't think that situation is going to change until they add toddlers. But if these toddlers end up being a disappointment, if they ever did add them, then what are you going to say next? Oh, we've been ripped off again. We waited 2 years for them to add toddlers and they never added toddlers until they did. And then all of a sudden, toddlers ended up being boring, or the Sims 4 still sucks even as toddlers. So, you know what I mean? It's a situation no one's ever going to win with. So, yeah, the toddler thing, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm fed up of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing it. So, sorry if that sounds harsh, but I'm basically sick of it. I speak to a lot of simmers. I get along with a lot of simmers. I don't want to fall out of anyone over the whole situation, and pretty much everyone I speak to always says the same thing. The Sims 4 does not need toddlers to survive. Toddlers aren't a big life stage really. A lot of people do like them. Some people say that their favourite life stage, but a lot of those same players always say to me, they say, to be honest with you, I don't think toddlers are going to improve the game. And those who do like Sims 4, who I speak to, they think, you know what, I'm kind of glad there's no toddlers in the game. I mean, are those players going to like buy an expansion pack with toddlers in? Probably not. Probably not, because they didn't want toddlers anyway. So, yeah, that's one of my concerns. 8 minutes and I've been rambling. There's not really too much more for me to say. New expansion pack coming out soon. What's it called? Get Together, coming out next month. Might be successful, might not be. I'm not buying it, so got nothing to really say about that too much. But it's got no toddlers in it. Oh no, such a shame. Well, if you're so disappointed, don't buy Get Together either then. So yeah, it's been a pretty interesting year really, hasn't it? It's been very up and down, a bumpy road, but I play a Sims 3, got a lot of plans, got a lot of big plans, got my new computer coming soon, payday Friday, so yeah, I might maybe this time next week I'll have my new computer, but I'm playing the Sims 3, I like it, and I'm not really a complainer, really, am I? I'm just complaining about the complainers. That's all I do. But yeah, Sims 3, you know, for me, it's the game. It's all going okay at the minute. Got a lot of big plans, so I'm having a lot of fun with it. I didn't go out and buy the Sims 4 because I, you know, simply didn't appeal to me. So I don't really need to sit there and say, I miss toddlers. When they added toddlers, because I've got toddlers in my game. Toddlers never disappeared from the Sims 3 when the Sims 4 came out, you know. Open world didn't disappear. Sims 3 is exactly the same. Although I would say boycott that origin patch. I would say boycott that, which is something I mentioned the other week. Anyway, 10 minutes now. Completely wasted my time talking, complaining about the complainers. So until I think of something good, I'll take a little break for a while. Like I said, I'm working on some new videos. So I'll see everyone then. Bye.